Hello anybody, I am alpacapatrol, and this is Binding Advice, Wrath of the Lamb. That's right, I'm back with some more Binding Advice, Wrath of the Lamb. Today, I'm going to jump in here, I'm going to start, and we played Isaac last time when Dennis was over, and that worked out kind of reasonably well, but I think I'm just gonna go to the random button today. Oh, and we got Judas. Sometimes, I think the random button is the Samson Judas button, if I'm not mistaken here. But that's fine. We'll jump in as Judas and see what's going on in the game. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that last video where we kind of ranted about a couple things. You know, for the most part, it was mostly positive. Mostly you guys were cool with it and liked it more than were cool with it. But there were a few. Oh god damn it! You stupid controller. It froze my controls there again and moved me into that spider, which was great. Might die here. Which I guess wouldn't be a terrible thing, because then I could hit the random button again. And if I get hit there, I couldn't blame that one on the on the locked keyboard. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah, most of you guys liked it. There were a few people that were like, yeah, it's boring. I understand. I totally understand. I don't know. I'm kind of testing things out. See what you guys like, what you guys dislike. And for the most part, you guys seem to enjoy it, so I'm happy about that. Certainly, it was mostly. Oh, one person actually made a good point. Someone said that it felt kind of forced. It was a little bit, but mostly because what happened was Dennis was over at my house, and we were already talking about that. What we were talking about in the video, we were already talking about it, and I had to start recording. So I figured we didn't really get any upgrades on that floor, by the way. We got, like, Doctor's Remote, and then Cube of Meat, which is pretty useless, and no keys. Whatever. We didn't get any bombs either, so we couldn't look in the secret room. But whatever. You know, we can deal with it. Oh, now's the bombs. That's good. Yeah, so yeah, I would understand how it would feel kind of forced. Okay, Troll Bomb is gonna hit me and kill me. Alright, well, that's fine. Let's go back to the main menu and start, and random again, and we got Blue Baby! Alright. Okay, I see the jokes. They're funny. They're funny jokes. Anyway. Yeah, so I would understand how it would feel kind of forced, but we were talking about that beforehand, and that's why, and I figured, hey, you're here, people like you, people think you're handsome, and sexy, and then we started making out, and then it was just like, well, I mean, I still have to record a video, even though how did that guy shoot me? Did you see that? How did that guy cheated? How did you do that? Did you go this way? Is there like a specific point? Alright, whatever. We can deal with it. Bomb. Please give me a bomb. Yeah! It actually gave me something that I asked for. That's like a 10% chance. That's not good though. I mean, it's alright, I guess. But, whatever. Anyway, you know, I kind of look at the poop as kind of like a book of sin. Like a really shitty book of a really shitty poop of sin. Which is the worst kind of poops, the poops of sin. Oh man, they're dangerous. Anyway. Yeah. So after the makeout sesh, we were, I was like, I might as well record with you here. Which is a really awkward setup, by the way, because my house is not, or my room is not designed to have two people sitting at the computer desk at one time. So, you know, it's always kind of uncomfortable, but, you know, we were just kind of chatting about things. The funniest comment that I got was like, I like your videos, and I'm not, if you are still watching, I don't mean to upset you or insult you, but I just found it to be a very funny comment. That is an awesome upgrade right there. Even though we don't have anything else to get, right? Yeah, not really. If we had a bomb, then maybe we could have went and got that pill in the chest, but no such luck. That's fine. Anyway. Yeah, so one of the funniest comments I get was like, I like your videos, but I had to turn off the socialist crap. And I was like, I don't know if anything that we said was in any way socialist. I mean, that's just kind of an example of like media or just like the party politics system that we talk about being broken in the video, being wrong and corrupting people, corrupting people's ideas, because we didn't really talk about anything socialist at all. I mean, the things that we talked about were like, you know, a lot of the finance industry is broken. And, you know, Dennis is in the finance industry, you know? He's a finance major and whatnot. He likes all this stuff. He's a big fan of George Soros and, you know, Ben Bernanke and, like, all these kind of, like, big finance guys. So, and also, I think we bash Barack Obama for, like, 20 minutes. So, I don't know. But that was just kind of an example of that kind of thing where it's like, oh, they're talking about money? I have to turn off my brain and stop listening because I'm told that I can't listen to that because it's socialism. And it's like, no, not the left side of an argument is not socialism. I'll tell you what, though, if you wanted to look at socialism, if you wanted to look at, like, communism, say. Now, Dennis was born in Russia, okay? He was born in Soviet Russia, I think, too, actually. Yeah, actually, he's old enough that he was born, I mean, very, very small amount of Soviet Russia and heavily on the decline. I mean, like, maybe a few months before it stopped being Soviet Russia. But, so, of course, he knows well that that was not a good place. I mean, Russia was a terrible place. Under communism, it was a horrible place. However, the ideas of communism are not bad ideas. At least the ideals of them. And it's the same way with any philosophical system. I mean, you look at, like, capitalism, right? I mean, philosophically, it makes sense. I mean, we talked about this in the last video, right? Philosophically, it makes sense, right? You vote with your money. But then when people start making just money and not making a product or a service that people want or need, then you know, then that's a corruption of that ideal. Oh, and someone else actually, just because I want to, because I haven't responded to comments yet. And again, I'm not insulting you guys who have varying opinions. In fact, I welcome the varying opinions. That's how we get better at debate and get better at finding what the right solution is to any problem. But another guy said like, well, venture capitalism is important. It was so important in the Apple founding and stuff. And it's like, well, yeah, okay, yes, but that's misleading. Later it was, but that was only because Apple had a lot of money, and you kind of need to use venture capitalists because, I mean, it's a resource. It's not a good resource. I still think it's a corruption. But venture capitalism came later. I mean, Apple, Steve Jobs, and those engineers made the first Apple computers in their basement. They didn't use venture capitalists because they were creating a product that nobody wanted yet. I mean, they didn't know they wanted it yet. So there was no venture capitalism in the founding of Apple. Maybe later, yeah, because that's kind of how business works now. But that's not really an allegory for what's good in business if it's something that comes later just because it has created itself as a need. So I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So the idea of capitalism is a good idea. You vote with your money. It's the democratic economic system, right? Everybody, it's the majority rule. So say, here's an example. So say you have two guys making ice cream in a town, right? One guy makes his ice cream out of poop, okay? And the other guy makes ice cream out of chocolate and rock salt and all this delicious stuff that makes ice cream. I don't know what ice cream's made out of. Rock salt. I think it's made out of rock salt. Anyway, this is a fucked up room. Yeah, so he makes, like, really delicious ice cream, and the whole town loves it. Well, what happens? Eventually the people stop buying the poopy ice cream because nobody likes to eat poop. Or, I mean, actually, I can't really say that. Everybody, to each his own. If you guys like eating poop, you know, that's up to you. I'm not gonna judge you. But, yeah, you know, so people are just gonna stop buying the poop ice cream, right? And people are just gonna keep buying that. So what happens? The guy with the poop ice cream, well, he goes out of business. And that's good. That's how the system works, right? You make a bad product, you fail. You make a good product, you succeed. And it's a democratic economic system. You vote with your money. But here's the issue. Here's the corruption. When you go to when you make it so that you can just make money off your money, like the stock exchange, it doesn't really make any sense anymore. It's ceased to. Okay, that's actually really awesome. 1UP is going to be fantastic for us. I don't know how many hearts it's going to spawn us with. Maybe 3. But, you know, it'll be worth it. It'll be good. Anyway, see, that's a corruption of the system. But the ideal is there. The ideal is right. The ideal is good. And it's the same with communism. I mean, you look at like Karl Marx and the Communist Manifesto. You know, at the end of the Communist Manifesto, he made a list, and he made a list of what countries could and what countries couldn't become communist. Guess which countries that became communist, or, well, I kind of gave it away there, but guess which countries made the list that couldn't become communist? All the ones that ended up being communist countries. Why? Because the thing about communism is it uniquely offers power to the dictator in that it says that, oh, well, we're going to pretend that the people have the power, but we're still going to have a dictator, so it doesn't really matter, because it's workers of the world unite kind of thing, right? Like that's old communism's thing. But when you have a dictator, it kind of breaks it. I mean, Karl Marx didn't want a dictatorship and communism. That just doesn't make any sense, right? Oh, okay, that works. Yeah, I mean, a dictatorship and communism doesn't really make any sense. But a lot of people don't really understand the difference between communism and, say, capitalism, right? The shovel we don't want. Because a lot of people say, like, oh, I love democracy, I can't like communism. Well, there's a big difference there. Communism is an economic system, not a political system. It's not policy based. It's based on economic system. So, say Soviet Russia. Soviet Russia had a communist dictatorship. We have a capitalist republic. We're not necessarily just democratic or capitalist. It's not one or the other. It's they're different things. Or it is one or the other, I guess. No, it's not one or the other. Sorry, I'm getting confused here. But anyway, yeah. But the nations that could become communist were like nations like America, England. Basically, you have to have enough money in the country. Wow, that's well, actually, you know what? That stands as like one blue heart. That works. Basically, for a communist country to actually become successfully communist, is it has to have enough money, because what you're doing is you're not really you are in a way redistributing wealth, but also in a way you are you're just making the wealth gain fair, if that makes any sense. But see, the issue is here's the big issue, and this is what happened in Soviet Russia. Okay, fine, we'll use a key. And this is what happened in Soviet Russia, is yeah, that was all well and good. They changed the system with the Bolshevik Revolution and stuff, and they changed the system, and then they were going to redistribute wealth, except for the redistribute wealth part. So everybody started making less money and lost the opportunity to make more money. You know what, we're going to use a bomb here because, oh god, don't hurt me. Okay. Yeah, and everybody started making less money and less opportunity for growth in money, but the rich still got to keep their money, and that kind of breaks the system, doesn't it? Because that doesn't really make any sense as far as the ideals of communism are concerned. So it was a big corruption. We never really had a socialist republic. The only thing that kind of was a socialist republic, and it didn't really last very long at all, was the Weimar Republic, which was I think it was in Austria. We have to let that blow up. Cool. Okay. Because I don't want to walk back into that room and have to deal with the nonsense. But, whoop. Almost walked into that guy. He shot out of his butt! You guys saw that, right? That guy cheated. He shot out of his butt. He was not looking at me. I call nonsense. I call nonsense. So yeah, the only kind of like real socialist republic we've ever had is like the Weimar Republic. And it kind of worked, but I think, I forget the history of the Weimar Republic, but it kind of got, I don't know, maybe taken over by Hitler or something like that. I don't remember. I don't remember the exact history of it, but that's as close as we ever come. And here's the thing about socialism. Socialism is a bit of a misnomer. And I hope whoever said that I was a socialist should listen to this. Really, please, like, hear me out and hear what, I'm trying to tell the true story, not the rhetoric, okay? The thing about socialism is we don't like to think of things that are socialized as socialism, right? So, say, there are a lot of things that you probably love about socialism. You, even the person who called me a socialist because it was evil or wrong or whatever, you probably love a lot of things about socialism. For instance, school. School is public, right? That's run by the government. That makes it socialized. That's what socialism is. Socialism is an idea that everything is run by the government, and that's why that ideal is wrong. That's why socialism is wrong, is because having that is just as bad as having it the other way around, where it's laissez-faire and every private industry runs everything. It's just as bad because you can't ever trust everyone. Like this, look, people have conflicts of interest, right? And if you had your hands on the button that makes the rules, right? If just one group of people, or one guy even, and this is part of the reason why dictatorships are bad, is if you had one guy or one group of people who have their hands on the button that makes the rules, would you not change the rules? I mean, just think about it like how, logically, would you not change the rules to help yourself? Of course you would. It's human nature. That's not, you can't blame them for doing that. What did we? Oh, that was the shovel. Okay. I'm gonna keep the sun card. Although I'm gonna use the moon. The reason I'm gonna use the moon is I want to go to that last set of rooms that I didn't go to and see what's going on. So yeah, so having full socialism doesn't make sense. Having full capitalism either, though, doesn't make sense, which is why we originally tried that, and we kind of get into this a little bit in the last video. Is we did kind of try that. It's called laissez-faire economics, right? Where it's hands off, right? The government has no say in the economy. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't work because, again, if you have the button on making the rules, if you have the power of all the rules, well, you're going to change the rules so that you benefit. That's just human nature. I mean, it would be stupid not to. So you can't really blame them when they do, and we allow them to. Which is why the power of the people is so important. Anyway, getting back to the socialist idea, the whatchamacallit, a lot of things are socialized. You have public education, you have the fire department, you have the police department. All those things are things that we kind of take for granted, but we need them, right? We feel like we need them. I could go into another topic of why we don't need the police or something like that, but that's a whole other topic for a whole other day. You know, we like those kinds of things. Certain things, you know what needs to be socialized? Necessities. Necessities need to be socialized. You know why? Because the government can provide it for us. And hey, if they have a higher tax rate, you know there was a 90% tax rate in the United States in the 50s? You know why that was? Because a lot more things were socialized, and we tried to scale it back because you can make a lot more selling people police protection or fire protection with the other way around. For instance, I was watching a justice lecture from Michael Sandel at Harvard, and he said he gave an example. He watched there was this private fire department in there's this private fire department in like Virginia or something. I could die here. Okay, I'm sorry that I had to do that, but I was gonna die if I didn't do it. I probably wouldn't have died, but I would have had a lot more damage. So we kind of wasted our, oh, actually, this gives me a familiar. Or it should give me a familiar. When you get down to half a heart, it's supposed to give you a familiar. So I assumed that meant when we're Blue Baby, we would always get the familiar. Seems like that's not the case. Whatever. Let's just use this and make our lives a little bit easier. So yeah, there are a lot of things that you want to be socialized. And Michael Sandel, he gives an example of a socialized, not socialized, a privatized fire department in I think it was in Virginia or something. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's where it was. Anyway, what happens is this guy's house starts burning down, right? And he had purchased membership to the private fire department because there wasn't any public fire department in the town. And of course, here's the thing: when it's not socialized, it offers a better service. So yeah, that fire department was better. They were more well equipped. That is the benefit of not having socialized things, right? That is the benefit of having privatized industries. But here is the issue with the privatized industries. Basically, his house is burning down, and he had a membership to that private fire department. However, he forgot to renew his membership, or either he forgot, or you know, that could have been just what he said. Doesn't matter whether he forgot or he didn't, but he didn't have a membership anymore. So they come to the house, and they see it's burning down, and they have the opportunity to put out the fire. They have all the equipment; they're all there. And he says, please, 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 I'll renew my membership. Just stop my house from burning down. And the fire inspector, the fire chief, or I guess really the CEO, says, well, no, we can't do that. And he's like, why? I will pay you, please. Just put my house out. And he says, he said this publicly on the news conference, is that, well, you don't pay a car insurance company after you get into your car accident. And the truth is, when you get a private fire department service, he's right. He is right. You don't pay a car insurance company after you get your car wrecked. That's not how it works. And it would be stupid for a car insurance company to work that way, because then we just lose a lot of money. And it's the same way with that fire department. With the private fire department, yeah, you have to have a membership. If you can't renew your membership when your house is on fire. Now, while that makes sense in a business way, that doesn't make any sense in, like, a logical, I'm a human being, you're a human being way, does it? I mean, I don't think so. I don't think it makes any sense at all. If you have the power to... This is the issue with money and just money in business, and money as a goal, money as a motivation for anything is this. Oh yeah, this is mom's bra territory right here. Wish I didn't have to say that. But yeah, here's the issue. Say I buy a banana. Now I own the banana, right? The banana is mine. And there's nothing... Oh, wow, we got the sun again. That's fantastic. So we didn't really waste it that much. Anyway, say I buy a banana. I own the banana, right? I have right to do whatever I want to do with that banana. I could you know, I could set it on fire, I could throw it in the garbage, or I can eat it, which is what it's intended to do. Is that right? Let's think about that for a second. Yes, I own the banana. Morally, because I spent my what the equivalent is of my time, because I spent my money on it, right? And I make money through my time. I spent the equivalent of my time on the banana. I should have the right to do whatever I want with it. Well, that's the issue. I mean, I don't think you should. I don't think you should be allowed to just take a banana and throw it on the ground. That's wasteful. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any logical sense if we were to, like Rawls said, like, consider everything under a veil of ignorance, right? If we were to start designing a system, and I'm not me, you're not you, and we're just kind of designing a system because we can, oh, I still took damage. I thought I was actually going to make it out of there. And we were designing a system from scratch, and society didn't exist. Would it make sense to design a system where we get some pieces of paper and that says that you can throw out food or do whatever you want with anything that you purchase? No, that doesn't make any sense at all, because it would be a waste of food. Here's another example: houses. Houses in America, right? You need money to buy a house. Okay, that makes sense, right? It makes sense in capitalism. It makes sense in a lot of things. But I guess I don't even really like the left hand. I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm going to pick up. Houses. There are, I think it's like maybe 2% of the population of this country are homeless, right? Yet we have the houses. We have more than enough houses. Not only do we have more than enough houses, we have more than enough land to put those homeless in houses, right? So why on earth are we leaving houses unlived in? That doesn't make any sense, right? No logical sense. It makes business sense, but it doesn't make any logical sense. I mean, that's wrong. That's just, the system is wrong. That's just the problem with the system. Now, of course, in ideal, it works, but there are flaws, and you know what? You go in any system for you get in any system for over 100 years. I mean, capitalism started from Venetian mercantilism. You know, you get in any system for that long, you're going to see its glaring flaws. Like I said about video games, you know, you play a video game for 100 to 200 hours, you're going to see its glaring flaws. Is capitalism the best system that we have right now in the world? Yeah, probably. It probably is. It's probably the best thing that we can do as far as helping people. As far as getting the best for the most, right? And allowing for some sort of upward expansion of people's lives. I mean, it's probably the best system. However, to say that we should go maybe the libertarian way and say, oh, well, government hands off altogether, this is something else I want to talk about that makes me fear the next generation. Is if we go the libertarian way, we say government hands off, right, entirely, and we go entirely private industry. Well, that's not a good system. We have to go half and half. It has to be half socialism, half capitalism. Now, does that sound socialist to you? Does that sound like I'm just saying, oh, we should have socialism? I don't think so. I think I'm saying that, yeah, I mean, the system... Look, here's the thing. We already have that system, right? And it seems to work. And the more that we kind of incorporate that kind of thing, that kind of idea, it works more and more. It works much better as we continue. I don't want either of those. Neither of those are worth blue hearts to me. And I don't think there's anything else we want to do. Yeah, I guess we just go down to the next floor. Having a mix of the two. I mean, most economics, or most economies rather, on this planet, or at least in the civilized world, are that they're half socialist, half capitalist, because it makes sense. Even places like communist China, they're basically capitalist, right? So the system definitely needs a change. It needs a little bit more leeway, and it needs to be not fought so much. Now, here's the thing, too, and this, because I kind of, and again, I don't want to, I apologize if this is boring. I really do. I know a lot of you guys say that it's not boring, and I appreciate that. I want to please everybody all the time, basically, and I don't want to just do too much on something. Yeah. But I want to say one more thing, because I was kind of talking about it. Libertarianism, okay? There was a big thing all over the internet about libertarianism, about, like, say, Ron Paul and Gary Johnson and all that stuff. And here's the thing. All of that sounds well and good. You know what? A thing about libertarianism is I am happily in agreement with libertarians when they say stuff about, well, we need personal liberty, we want the right to privacy, they want to stop acts like SOPA and PIPA, they want to stop the NDAA from happening, they want to stop government power getting too out of hand, the president having too much power, which he does. They want to stop all of that. And that's great. That sounds fantastic. But here's the thing. That's the only thing they talk about, and there's a good reason for that. There's a good reason that they only talk about that. They only talk about their personal liberties thing, because that sounds the best. You know why? Because the other stuff doesn't sound that great, and they kind of fooled the internet on it. They kind of made people believe that they were like this, oh shit. They kind of made the internet believe that they were all this great magical thing that no party had ever been before. But here's the thing. How libertarians feel, they are a very radical party in some of the ideals. One of the ideals is laissez-faire. So laissez-faire is a thing that we had in the early Americas, and actually in a lot of just early business in general, because, like, say at the end of the English monarchy era, right? A lot of people like to pretend in America, or history people like to pretend that that the English had like a horrible monarchy when we took over and created democracy for the first time, and it was the first time anywhere on earth that we made democracy. Well, that's not really the case. I mean, England had already started doing code of laws type of stuff. And in fact, they had a parliament at the time that really kind of ran the country a little bit more than the Queen did, or at least they had kind of saying power. More so, they have representation. I mean, one of the main things of the founding fathers before the war was no taxation without representation, because they didn't have representation in Parliament. You can affect law at the time, so they kind of had an idea of democracy. They had an idea of republicanism. Anyway, so we had laissez-faire early. I mean, in that first system of the English parliamentary monarchy, that was kind of laissez-faire. That was the government hands off on private industry, on the mercantile industry, and we had that in America too. But guess what? It didn't really work. It kind of screwed everything up, and that's not a good idea. And this is what libertarians believe. They believe that there should be no taxes. Again, sounds pretty good, right? Well, I mean, that's if you understand and believe one of their fundamental principles. And that's that taxation equals slavery. Now, by their logic, and I will tell you this, by their logic, yes, taxation does equal slavery. They are right. Basically, how their logic works is this. Oh god, I'm gonna take damage. Oh, I'm so lucky I didn't take damage. How their logic works is this. Okay, so I own me, right? I have self-possession. I own myself. I own my time, therefore. If I own myself, then I own my time, right? Therefore, any hours that I work in life are my time, right? I'm spending my time to make money. Therefore, when the government takes my money through taxation, oh god, why did it go that way? Therefore, when the government takes my money through taxation, they're figuratively taking my time, right? And when you say that you take my time for free, well, what does that mean? That is slavery. It equates to slavery. They're right, it does. But that means that we all have to agree on a fundamental principle. The founding principle of that is that we possess ourselves. We own ourselves. We have self-ownership. We can do whatever we want because we are human beings. Now that sounds great originally, but then you have to think about the logic of it. The fact of the matter is, if you choose to live in a society, then no, you don't own yourself. The government doesn't own you, but society owns you. You are a part of society. Now that sounds bad, but let's really think about it, right? Oh, I would have really liked to have the Mom's Bra in this room. Mom's Bra is a really good item. I used to talk shit a lot about Mom's Bra. It is a great item. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, okay, self-ownership, self-possession. Now let's stop him from doing whatever he's doing. We'll drop a bomb on him, too. Maybe we won't. No, I still took damage like an idiot. Anyway. Yeah, you don't really own yourself. Why don't you own yourself? Well, because you have to follow society's rules. We all kind of agree to that, right? I mean, look, here's the thing. You live in society, you get to use roads, you get to use public schooling, you get to use the safety of the police department, you get to use the safety of the fire department, you get to use bridges, you get to use tunnels, you get to use infrastructure, right? And that's paid for with taxes. That's how that works. Taxes pay for all of that stuff. And basically, by living in society, by allowing ourselves to use those things, we also say that we are going to not kill anybody, we're not going to rape anybody, we're not going to steal from anybody, we're not going to do all these things, we're going to follow the law, we're going to follow the letter of the law. And that's a good thing, because that keeps everyone kind of in line. It keeps everyone in safety and comfort because of the law and because of society. And we also get to use all the infrastructure. If we don't have taxes, then we don't do that. Look, you don't own yourself. If you live in a city, you don't get to go around and just shooting people and raping and pillaging and doing a bunch of evil things and like pooping on people's lawns. I mean, I suppose you could poop on someone's lawn if they were okay with it, but I don't think... I would have to imagine not many people would be very okay with it. And you know why? Is because you're a member of society. It's because you don't have self-possession. There are rules. And so because of that line of reasoning, you have to throw out all of the libertarians' logic. Because if you don't agree with that, if you don't agree that we own ourselves, because we don't, if we live in a society we do not, then you also have to throw out everything else. Which is sad because they operate on a very, very nice system of personal liberties, but they take it too far. And they don't talk about that. For instance, I saw Gary Johnson do an AMA. You know what he wants to do? He wants to, for one, so because of the personal liberty thing, by the way, this is how it extends, and this is why it's a right-wing group, is because of that, that's actually really good for businesses, because that means the government has no hand in any business, so there's no regulation. There's a removal of regulation, and everything is privatized. So imagine that story of the fire department. Imagine that story of the fire department that wouldn't put out the fire in your house. Well, that would be everywhere if libertarians were elected to be the leaders. Or at least run the country. Again, this is the kind of thing where people vastly overestimate what the power of the president is. He would try to enact kind of laws that would kind of follow that ideal, but obviously it wouldn't go all the way to the point where, do we want bombs or money? Actually, probably want money. Oh, no! Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, god damn it. I pressed the Q key instead of the A key. Well, if trend continues, then we should have a sun card any time now. We're gonna use this because I don't feel like dealing with the lasers. So yeah, the ideas of libertarianism are dangerous because of that. And that's why it's good for businesses, because they want no hand. They want the government to have no hand in any kind of stuff like that. That's a very dangerous thing, because we need regulation. It is important. It's necessary. We're gonna break that. Because when you don't have regulation, yeah, health up. We're getting, like, really lucky. I wish we were a different character, to be honest. Because we would have, like, super high health at this point if it weren't for the fact that we're Blue Baby. Anyway. I forgot the reason that I started bringing up libertarianism. Basically, don't get fooled. Oh, right, Gary Johnson. What he said in his AMA is, or just because somebody actually mentioned it, is what he wants to do is he wants to dismantle the Department of Education. He wants to completely remove it. Then what he wants to do, as a way, and of course it's not like, I'm an evil libertarian, I wish to dismantle education so that everyone is stupid. Obviously it's not that. What he wants to replace it with is, instead of that, instead of you getting free education, you get an allotment of money from the government. So say you get $400 from the government to pay for the private education, the private schools, so that your kids can live and work. Now that sounds okay, right? Because that means, okay, fine. So that means that the public schools would just be however much the government wages, right? Like that's fine. No, that is not fine. Because guess what? The shittiest schools on the planet are going to be more than the $400 or whatever allotment it is that you are given. Why? Because you can. Because they can. And here's the other thing. You can't really trust people with a bunch of money. And say, you kind of have to make people go to school, otherwise they won't do it. Okay, we have super greed too. I'm gonna hit him a bunch. Yeah, you can't just let people have that kind of power, especially when you don't say that they have to have any kind of system of rules. You give them a bunch of money that they have to spend on school. Okay, well, I mean that can really lead to anything. It can lead to so much worse of a system, so much worse of a group of people in the world, and we don't want that. I think that if you had a trouble with the education system being shitty, this is only going to make it worse. And here's the other thing. So it would go to 400, and then it would go to 600, and it would go to 1,000, and it would go to beyond that. You know why? And you know why I'm saying this? It's not just because, oh, this is speculation, right? It could go either way. It could be that schools actually charge for cheaper so that more people would get in. No, it wouldn't do that. You know why it wouldn't do that? Because that's not how colleges work. Look, in the 1950s, less people wanted to go to college because there was less of a reason to go to college. Unless you went into a specialized field, there was no reason to go to college because they were mostly a vocational school. Now you look today, and you have everybody wants to go to college. Everybody's going to go to college after high school, right? And it's a private industry now, right? College is private. They're all private. There's no public colleges, really. You do have, like, CUNY schools. Well, not CUNY. You have state schools and stuff. But it still costs money, so they're still privately run, basically. Anyway, and what happened there? Well, since the 50s and since everybody started going more and more to college, the prices have gone up and up and up and up. And you know why? Because demand is there. I mean, it's a bad business move to not increase the price when you know people are going to pay for it anyway. And guess what? Everyone wants their kid to go to school, right? Everyone wants their kid to have an education. So the demand is going to be super high. It's going to be beyond high. It's going to be a necessity, because that's what education is. It's a necessity. Because of that... Oh, I was too fast. That sucks. It's a necessity, so then they're going to jack up all the prices. Maybe you can get, like, the shittiest possible school. Maybe, like, the shittiest possible school with the government allowance. And then after that, well, if you want to go to a real school, if you want your kid to have a real education, then you're going to have to take out a student loan. And guess what? That is not a good system. Student loans obviously are not a very good system right now because you don't want young people in debt. That doesn't really work. Well, you know what's funny? Again, Dennis is a finance man, and I've learned a lot of finance from him. Here's the thing. Having a lot of young people in debt, that's actually a great thing. Especially for the economy, especially for business, for finance in general. Wow, I am so glad that I'm playing this shit. Having a lot of young people in debt is a great thing. But for the young people, it's a terrible thing. And this is part of the reason why I say capitalism is flawed, is because while sometimes we get into the position where something that's amazing for the economy is awful for people. And that seems like a broken system to me. But anyway, and now what we'd have in that system is we're gonna have kids who are 5 years old already in debt. We're just gonna be permanently in debt. That's not good. That's not how we want to. I mean, maybe it's just me, but I don't think that's how people want to have their society. I don't think you want to see 10-year-olds in debt. I don't want to see kids graduating high school with $10,000 of debt already and then have to spend $120,000 in debt just to get into a good college. You know, that doesn't seem like a good idea to me. I mean, the school system how it is right now is broken, let alone another way. Like, here's the thing. This is what I feel. Is when you make school a possession, right? When you make school private, I fundamentally disagree with anyone who thinks that school should be private. And I'm saying this on the college level. I've argued with people about college, about how college should be free, whatever college it is, or it should be cheap and affordable, like it is in England or you know, Belgium or all those countries over there. When you make education a possession, right, something that you can buy, like a car or a house, then it's something that then it will always be claimed by the ones with enough money to claim it, right? We are then reserving education for those with enough money. That's not good. I honestly don't think education is a car or a house. I think it's a necessity. It's not. It's a right. It's not a privilege. It's not a privilege to go to college. It's not a privilege to learn. It's a necessity. It's a right. And a lot of people disagree with that. I really have to fundamentally disagree with them because I don't see how anyone could possibly think that people shouldn't be allowed to go to school if they don't have enough money. I mean, it's just that's us. We're getting back into the dark ages here. We don't want that. I really don't think we do. I mean, look. Innovation happens because a lot of people. There was this game, right? There was this game that some scientist website made, right? And it was like basically a DNA sequencer flash game, okay? And there was this thing that scientists really couldn't work out. They were trying for like 50 years to work this thing out, and they couldn't work it out. So they made a game out of it and said, "Hey, public, you guys operate within the rules of the game. You don't have to know anything about biology or neuroscience or anything like that. You don't have to have an education. You just have to understand the rules of the game and try to solve the puzzle." Because it basically was a puzzle. Guess what? Within a month, someone solved it. Someone solved it, and I think some strain of cancer or something. It was something crazy, and some strain of something or other is no longer a thing anymore. Because it was solved by people on the internet. You know what that's the power of? That's the power of the people. That's the power of so many people getting together and just doing something. And when no one is educated, then everything is broken. You can't just have a few smart people doing things. There are so many smart people in the world, and the power of the internet is that we can bring us all together and bring everyone into the fold. We have autodidactism. I mean, I've told you before, guys, that I can say that I probably have learned more from the internet now than I've learned from any other source, including school. All right, that's impressive. That's something that is the internet is a beautiful place. That makes me feel good that I can do that. Autodidactism is amazing, which is the ability to learn on your own, right? if we limit people, if we limit education, and we limit people's education, then we're just limiting human progression. And here's the thing, if you want the meaning of life, I'll tell you the meaning of life right now. If there is any other reason, look, we're going to die in 100 years, maybe half that, right? We're not really going to do anything. Here's the other thing, too, is when you talk about, oh, well, you can leave a legacy, right? Say you get really rich and your family becomes really rich. Okay, that's great. I mean, that's fantastic. You could do that for them. But here's the thing. I mean, maybe they'll remember you, right? Maybe people will remember you. Maybe you become a very famous author. You become a very famous personality in the world, or a very famous philosophical leader, or whatever. How long is that really going to last, right? Think about it. One, you can't reap the benefits because you'll be dead. Two, how long back do we remember? We remember maybe Aristotle. We remember maybe like Plato, Socrates. They're pretty old, right? We remember Sumerian gods. We remember that kind of stuff. Egyptian pharaohs, right? Maybe we remember the Egyptian pharaohs. We remember the Egyptian leaders, right? Maybe that's as far back as we can go. Or Sumerian leaders, right? That's maximum 10,000 years. Is that long? Doesn't sound that long to me. That sounds like maybe 1/1,000,000th of, probably even less than that, of all of the span of even just the Earth existing. Doesn't sound that great. I don't know why I did this. This was a terrible idea. It's probably just because I was talking and I'm an idiot. So that doesn't sound that great to me, right? Legacy is not that important. So then if that's not your purpose in life, then what could possibly be your purpose in life? Well, I'll tell you what. Here's the thing. Here's how species work, right? The only reason that we exist is to reproduce, right? Is to progress the species. That's it. That is your purpose in life. If you do nothing to progress the species in some meaningful way, if alone that is just making more human beings that have a chance of progressing the species in a meaningful way, that's fine too. But if you do nothing to progress the species, then you have not established the purpose and the meaning of life. That's the meaning of life for you. That's it. That's it's not 42. It's not some magical thing, and it's not making money. It's that. That's it. That's if you want to know it, that's it. And if we limit education, then we're not only not helping that kind of idea, but we're actually hurting it. And that's bad. That's just straight up not good for the world. And, you know, I just can't even imagine a meritocratically based system where instead of how much money you have that depends on how you get to go to school, it's really entirely dependent on how good you are at something, how good you are at, say, neuroscience or whatever. I just use neuroscience often because it kind of sounds like rocket science to me. It's like kind of the new rocket science in adage form. Yeah, I mean, imagine a world like that, where everything is based on your merit, where you don't have to go to a school that has math, science, English, all this stuff that you're not going to use ever again because you're not interested in it, and you get to go and learn what you want to learn. You learn what you enjoy learning. Imagine a world where everybody loves their job. Do you not think that maybe we would perhaps be a little bit more progressive? We would be maybe a little bit more productive? If that were the case, if everybody had their dream job? I mean, why is it a dream job? We can have a system where everybody has their dream job. Or most people, at least. Of course, you're always going to need janitors and all the like and whatnot. But those are going to be the people who probably just never really cared to pay attention to their education. I don't know. I'm just... Maybe I'm an idealist, and I probably am. I just feel education is too important to be left to be decided by your inheritance, or be left to decided by how much money your parents made arbitrarily in their lives, or how much you're allowed to take from a bank. I don't think that's a... Oh, come on. I don't think that's a good system. And I think with the libertarian way, by taking down... Alright, we had to take damage there, which sucks. I should have been using Mom's Raw here on this room. I thought I could have dealt with it better, but sadly that is not the case. Telepills. Alright, fine. We'll fight the boss. Teratoma. Oh, I didn't even realize, but we are in, oh no, we're not. Okay, never mind. I'm an idiot. I am officially an idiot. Teratoma is not fun. I do not like Teratoma one bit. I don't like Teratoma, Sam I am. I don't not like. Okay, yeah, and we hit nothing. Great. Fantastic. I wanna like knock out a bunch of them so that then I can use the, that sounds good enough to me. Oh, looks like the spiders become invincible when you kill them with Mom's Raw. That's a bummer. So now I'm gonna have to fight a bunch of spiders. Not a big deal. We one-shot them, so, you know, it's dealable, I guess. Anyway, pick up these pills. I think one of those is a health up. Let's see what that is. Tears up. Okay. I'll deal with the tears up. Health up. Fantastic. Bad trip. Tears down. Okay, well, we still got one tears up out of that. That works out. So, sorry if all that was boring. I kind of ranted for a long time there. But it's something that I kind of feel strongly about. And I think everybody should know about that whole libertarian thing because it seems to be a really big thing, especially on Reddit, where people kind of buy into this idea and they don't really fully understand the philosophical extension of it. And you need to. I mean, with anything. Here's the other thing, too. I really do want to tell you guys this. And this may destroy my credibility, okay? Do not take anything that I say as fact or truth or anything like that. You have to make the decision on your own. You have to make the realization, you have to check the fact on your own. If I could be wrong. Look, it's very possible that I'm wrong about a lot of things. It's very possible. I try not to be, I'll tell you that much. I try my best to learn as much as I can so that I'm not, but the only reason that I know all the things that I do is because of that reason. I don't take anyone at their word, because that's stupid too. Look at it like a snake oil salesman, right? This magic oil will make you shoot faster and fight longer and all this stuff, but it's not true. If you took him at his word, then you'd believe him, right? And then you'd be an idiot. You'd be a fool. Don't take me at my word. Try to learn on your own. Try to find out different things. Make your own conclusions. It's important. It's really important. But I just want to be able to be there and say, hey, you guys should do this. If you're looking at libertarians and think Harry Johnson sounds good or Ron Paul, then you need to consider everything about libertarianism. Don't just buy into the stuff that they tell you. Because they're always going to tell you the good stuff. I'm always going to tell you the good stuff. I'm not going to tell you about the time I pooped my pants. Although maybe I will. I guess I just did, kinda. There was one time when I was in like 5th grade and I like pooped my pants. Actually, this is a really weird story. So basically, I sharted, right? You know what a shart is? It's like when you fart, but then there's a little bit of poopy in it. So I sharted. I was in like maybe 4th grade or something, and what happened was, I told my teacher because I was obviously very embarrassed, and I wasn't very well liked in elementary school. That kind of thing came later for me, which I'm glad it did eventually. I wasn't well liked in elementary school, so I was always kind of made fun of. And the thing is, I was very embarrassed, of course. So the teacher gave me her shirt to go over my pants, so that I wouldn't. It was like a sweater that she wore over her shirt, and. Anyway, the whole point of the story is I reach into the pocket of her shirt, and she had been saving her boogers in her pocket. There were boogers in her pocket that were just like multiple boogers that I found, and I was like, are these what I really think they are? Because I totally made sure. I mean, they were definitely boogers, and it was like, wow, that's odd. That's real odd. And anyway, I apologize if anyone saves their boogers and I've just like made you feel terrible. Yeah, it was really weird, man. That was a weird event that happened in my life. I don't know what's going on there. I never really talked to her about it, obviously. I mean, I was like 8. I can't be like, hey, so why'd you have boogers in your pocket? I just wanna, I don't know. You know what's funny to me? No insult to British people. I'm not really insulting you, actually, but it's funny that that British people, oh shit, call boogies bogies. I wonder why that happened. I wonder why it's that way. Why? And then does that mean that the boogeyman was actually the bogeyman at one point? And in fact, does that mean that his name comes from being about a booger? I wonder. I don't know these things. We'll keep our single bomb, which is good. We're doing pretty well with Blue Baby, actually. I've been talking about a bunch of shit, and I didn't even realize, but we're doing pretty well with Blue Baby. Are we going to win anything? Like a prize? Yeah, probably not, but we'll try our best. I mean, you know, getting that miter definitely helped. I think miter was like our first item, so pretty darn good, man. Pretty darn good when you could get the miter as Blue Baby. Okay, we have a blue heart, and now we can choose whether or not we want to go to Sheol or the Cathedral. Heads, Cathedral. Tails, Sheol. Excuse me. I'm going to the Sheol. Apparently, the coin has told the tale. I would kind of bomb my way through this room, but sadly, I don't know if the boss is that way. And even if I did, I don't have enough bombs to really have to not deal with it again, you know? So, come on, just get off your horse. I just want you to get off your horse. Oh, really? You took me out of the rocks. That's cool. Alright, this is gonna hurt. Oh, come on with the making the sights. Oh, God, I could die on this guy. This, like, having these rocks here are just so terrible. Oh, damn it, I didn't even realize. Well, we should have the thing. Okay, get going there. I could hit him some more. I want to keep him on this level. Yeah. Ah, damn it. Didn't work out as well as I would have liked. It's fine. Oh, gotta get out of there. Okay, good. We're safe, kind of. Not now. Now we gotta move down. And now we gotta continue. Fuck! I thought that was gonna be enough. Alright, whatever. How the hell did we not take out that body? So, god damn it! Well, we have the shield at least. Even though it doesn't show the shield. This is, yeah, we have, this death room has really kind of screwed us over. Pretty hardcore. Death is not an easy boss, especially when you make, oh god, this might be the end. Ah! Don't die, don't die, don't die. Just kill him. Oh god, I almost did it. I almost died. Okay, and we have the boobs. We got the boobs. Or the thing that holds the boobs, we got that. And, you know, maybe that can save our lives here. Oops-a-daisy. Please give me a blue heart. Thank you. Very nice of you. Thank you, Miter. Oh, God. Yeah, we don't want to deal with this room. We're just going to do that. Actually, should we fight them? No, we shouldn't, because they're not, it didn't look like it was chain exploding, and that's the only way. Oh, God. What's in the box? What's in the box? Just want to leave the room. Let's deal with this room at all. I suppose I should. It's actually not that hard, so we'll deal with it. You know, get Mom's bra charged up a little bit. Probably not a bad idea. And there is a chance of blue hearts, which are a pretty high chance, actually, considering we have the miter, so I suppose it's not a bad idea to already start fighting them since we've been doing it for a while. So we shall do so. Damn it, he gave us Bob's Rotten Head. Not very good. Decent, but not very good. I guess we'll go upwards. Upwards and onwards. Oh, fuck. This is the end. Oh, I didn't even see these guys. Yeah, you get bombed, son. Wow. We actually managed to survive there. We still need one more room. I don't know, guys. I think we're just gonna fight Satan. I don't think that there's anything. I should just go explore another room, right? Because if we have one more room and we have Mom's bra, I'm not going to say we're going to win, but there is a... Oh, shit. This is a bad room. Okay. Oh, no! Don't do that thing that you're doing. Why is it going up? Now you're going middle. Shit! Damn it! Oh, we have a 1-up! We have a 1-up! Boners. Do we want to deal with that room now, though? Probably not. Fuck it. I forgot that we had a 1-up, man. Is this doable? Maybe not. Probably not, to be honest with you. But I'll try my best. We're not really doing that much damage to be able to... Like last time we won on Satan was... we did have Mom's knife, and that is a great item. We do not have that in this case. So, I mean... It's going to be a little bit less... Okay, alright, I thought he was doing the thing. Luckily, he wasn't doing the thing, he was just turning into another dude. Oh, shit. Yeah, that sucks. Kind of put myself in a bad position. Okay, stop doing that. Okay, sorry I'm not really talking. I'm trying really desperately to not take damage and not be in a... Barks! Why am I not using bombs? Oh, that's why. Because I'm an idiot. And I can't throw a goddamn bomb properly. Nope. Nope. Oh my god, how did I do that? I have to chase you in a ring so that you do not shoot me. Oh my god. No K, we're good. No K should be something that I have coined. Like, that should be on a shirt. That and nice. Oh my god, stop it! Alright, we got to the second phase, you know, I'm happy about that. Oh, never mind. We got to the beginning of the second phase. Perhaps I could have played better there. I am sorry, guys. I'm very sorry. That death fight kind of screwed us. That death fight kind of ended the run. But hopefully that wasn't terribly boring. Let me know if it is, if you want to never hear anything like it again. I know a lot of you guys say that it's not. But again, I don't want to... I actually get a lot more comments on the videos where I rant for a long time of you guys, like, you know, saying that you like all the stuff. So it seems like you guys like it. And I'm happy about that because I like talking about this kind of thing. And Isaac is a good means to do it now, I think, since we can't seem to find the common cold. If we find the common cold, then I'm going to be ranting about that shit for a while. But I don't know how we're going to do that. Maybe we should just keep playing Isaac. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. And whatnot. Again, I mentioned this at the end of the last video. I'm only here because of you guys. So, I want to do what you guys want to see. And if you guys want to see this, then I'll keep doing this kind of thing. I'm not going to force it, because I hope this wasn't sounding forced this time, because I kind of just went on because I was talking about the last time, and then... see, I'm going to start again, so I'm going to stop myself before I start talking again. So, thanks for watching. This is Alpaca Patrol, signing out. Peace, fools.